Brittany Rogers, her boyfriend Devin Sandiford, and their 3-week-old baby Brianna are now homeless.
All your stuff?
Gone.
Their apartment complex in southeast Houston burst into flames overnight. They saw it all unfold within minutes.
We seen the sparks coming from the bottom of the 1911. We was driving up. We wasn't at home.
That's when Sandiford sprang into action, banging on different doors, waking up his neighbors.
2 apartments for me, and everybody here is neighbors. But we all have family and everybody, so just think about them.
This morning, dozens of displaced tenants salvaged what little they could.
My wife has an apartment here.
Craig Atwood helped his wife save a few belongings.
She's shaken up about it, you know, like any other person would be, and she's kind of broken up about that little boy that died.
As the day went by, many heard of the 11-year-old boy who didn't make it. It is unclear how he died or how it all happened, but neighbors told me the family in one of the apartments jumped out the window to escape the flames. Apparently, they say the 11-year-old never made it out. His body was discovered hours later.
As I heard, I'm saying I'm sorry couldn't get to him a bit earlier, but I said I can.
Sandiford wasn't able to help the young boy, but he did help others escape the huge flames.
Just did what I had to do.
What are you guys going to do?
Right now, we're just going to relocate to my aunt. We're going to relocate to my aunt and start all over again.
They just hope the other families get a chance to start over again as well. Myra Moreno, 39 News.
It's not every day a former First Lady of the United States comes to your school, but today, Laura Bush was at Stovall Middle School in North Houston. Mrs. Bush was here to launch the Middle School Matters Initiative, an educational program created at the George W. Bush Institute. The former First Lady was the honored guest, and 8th grader Lisa Laura was honored to introduce her.
Please help me welcome Mrs. Laura Bush.
A former teacher herself, Mrs. Bush says the goal of Middle School Matters is to keep kids in middle school and be better prepared for high school.
Students who come to middle school behind in reading, writing, and math are then more likely to drop out when they reach high school. Between 6th and 8th grade, there's a great opportunity to elevate students' reading skills, to strengthen their writing abilities, and to help them catch up in math.
The initiative introduces new ways to make teachers more effective, improve students' math, reading, and writing skills, and decrease dropout rates. Aldine ISD Superintendent Wanda Bamberg welcomes the fresh ideas.
Looking at the entire school, looking at not just the math instruction, but also what are the things we need to be doing to support students who are having a tough time in the middle school years.
While school districts across the state prepare for budget cuts and possible teacher layoffs, supporters of this initiative believe, in the end, it will make a difference.
We still have good teachers, we still have good students, and we still have our hearts, and we're going in the right direction. So as long as we got that, we can do without a little bit of money.
Matt Samsel, 39 News.
Really, all I have to say is I'm absolutely devastated about the loss of my husband, a fallen firefighter, Captain Thomas Aragus III, and horrified at the horrendous allegations accusing me of fraud because they are absolutely not true.
And that is all we would hear from Nikki Aragus. After this brief statement, she abruptly left the conference room in tears.
She lost her husband 18 days ago, and she just really hasn't had time to grieve.
8 days after Thomas Aragus was killed battling this massive fire at the Maxim egg plant in Bowling, she was slapped with a lawsuit from her late husband's family. They claim the two were separated at the time of his death. Thomas only recently learning his wife of 2 years had been born a man. His family claims the marriage was illegal, citing Texas law that prohibits same-sex marriage and saying despite sexual reassignment surgery, she is legally a man. And they want all his benefits to go to his children born to his ex-wife.
There's been a lot of changes in the law. There's a lot that you're going to learn in the coming days or weeks that I'm not going to go into.
A case that hits close to home for this transgender attorney who has fought for basic civil rights for 3 decades.
I don't want other people to put up with what I had to go through, and that's pretty much been my life story since then. So it is personal.
Katisha Cosley, 39 News.
We're glad each day that another piece of the onion is peeled away.
Information in the case of Nikki Araguz continued to draw attention to the once sleepy town of Wharton.
He thought that she was a woman, just as well as everybody else thought that Nikki was a woman.
Leticia Humphreys and other residents of the town waited to hear Judge Clapp's ruling. Many claim she not only deceived fallen firefighter Thomas Araguz, but the whole town.
She's forcing herself, making her sound like she is so grieving and so loving.
In court, Nikki Araguz said she received $60,000 in benefits just 2 days ago.
My office personally served her with an order signed by Judge Clapp, prohibiting her from accepting any funds from anyone on behalf that resulted from the death of Thomas Araguz.
Lawyers of the Araguz family say she was served with a court order back on July 12th, yet she admitted to depositing the money in her personal bank account and spending close to $2,000.
That I promised him that I would make sure that our children, because I do consider them our children, that I would help take care of them.
We ask that these accounts be frozen. They are absolutely frozen. Nikki Araguz cannot accept any money without first coming to this court.
As part of Judge Clapp's ruling, the $60,000 will be immediately turned over to Nikki's lawyer and placed in a trust account. A temporary restraining order will keep Nikki from receiving any more money without first consulting the court.
We're looking forward to the next big step.
While both parties wait to find out if the marriage between Nikki and Thomas is valid under Texas law, family members of Thomas Araguz say they already know the truth.
I think Tommy loved Nikki, but not the real Nikki, the Nikki that she made up.
Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords is in the ICU at Memorial Hermann, where doctors say she continues to make significant strides.
She had therapy today as well, and she's responding very well to it.
Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords has been making a remarkable recovery.
She came into the ICU and she was alert, awake, calm. She looked comfortable.
Since her transfer from Arizona to Memorial Hermann Texas Medical Center Friday evening, Giffords has been undergoing a series of therapy sessions in the intensive care unit.
We're still doing the ongoing assessment, trying to figure out what she can and cannot do so that we can design the best combination of therapies for her.
Giffords, who was one of several hit in a mass shooting 2 weeks ago, is the only one still hospitalized.
It could have been a whole lot worse.
Doctors say the close-range shot to the head only damaged small portions of her brain. The Arizona representative is able to move the left side of her body. Her right side, however, is weak. And that is what doctors hope to work on once she's transferred to Tier Memorial Hermann.
And we have therapists, 3 therapists, one who works on the position of the hips to make sure the hips are in the proper posture, and 2 that work on keeping the legs in the proper motion and assisting the patient.
Rehabilitation for me was in fact a learning process.
Lex Frieden, who suffered a spinal cord injury years ago, was once a patient at Tier. He now works here and knows all too well the process of recovery.
You have to repeat things so many times. It's like a child learning to do something, you know, to tie your shoes. You have to repeat it, repeat it, repeat it.
With a series of machines in a therapeutic pool, Giffords will spend what will most likely be months of rehab.
Doctors don't know how long it will take for Giffords to be transferred to Tier. It could come as early as next week or even later. We'll, of course, keep you posted on her story. For now, reporting in the studio, Myra Moreno, 39 News.
Far from the malls, over 50 volunteers on an assembly line of a very well-oiled machine, packing boxes for shipment to military members overseas. The group is Military Moms and Wives of Brazoria County. They've been doing this all year for 8 years. Black Friday just happens to be one of the more high-volume days.
There's so many out there that have no one, and this is where we come in, you know. And I stress to people all the time, with the holidays, not only is it hard for us families that are left behind and our loved ones that are out there, but it's hard on them. So why not share your holiday with an American hero?
They're gonna go right there.
Nobody gets paid here. We're all volunteers. Our paycheck is the letters, the emails that we get from the American heroes.
By December 16th, between 2,000 and 3,000 boxes will be shipped out. Stuff like peanut butter, fish sticks, Fritos, ramen, granola bars, and especially in season now, chili. Darren Graves used to get some of these care packages during his 4 years in the Marines. Now he's back from his 4th deployment, studying to become a mechanical engineer at the University of Houston, and helping out too today, packing up boxes for comrades.
Whenever I was over there, it was a great thing to see some stuff from home like this, and I always want to give back, you know, because everyone says, oh, you've done enough for your country, and it's really not, because there's so much, you know, so much still that needs to be done, and it's just, anytime I get a chance to help out, I try.
What was the one thing when you were over there that you really appreciated getting from here?
Good jerky.
Gus Simeonides is a Greek man who knows his Texas barbecue.
And it's very tender, it's very good.
Oh, that's good. In business more than 50 years, his restaurant sits in the heart of the East End. It's been a struggle to stay afloat the last 3 years.
A lot of attention downtown, you know, and it's coming up.
He's now excited about Houston's newest landmark and believes he'll not only be seeing orange, but lots of green now too.
Dynamo Station is going to be super for us, for business-wise, and it's good for the East End.
The owner of Texas Barbecue House has been waiting for the Dynamo Stadium to finally get here, and as you can see right behind me, it's actually happening.
The groundbreaking for your new soccer-specific stadium!
Soccer fans wore orange and celebrated under clear skies.
Sun is shining on the Dynamo. There's no question.
Mayor Anise Parker, County Judge Ed Emmett, and even boxer Oscar de la Hoya were eager to break ground.
We're not only going to bring the great concerts, the music acts, but we're also going to bring big-time boxing to Houston.
But while many are anxious, others remain skeptical.
There was minimal opposition early on.
Councilmember James Rodriguez says emails and calls from upset residents in his district have died down.
Hopefully they're supportive now, and they'll be season ticket holders and enjoying the new stadium.
Even this group of fans we spotted at Lucky's Pub say it's about time.
It's the first actual downtown stadium in the MLS.
I think once it's built and once they see what's happening here, I think it'll be a great thing.
In Houston's East End, Myra Moreno, 39 News.
Everybody out here is a fan of the music, a fan of Mean Gene Kelton.
Mean Gene Kelton touched the lives of many through his music.
Friends, family, fans, people that I've never met.
His wife Joni stood by his side for many years, watching him grow, not only as a businessman, but a musician.
We're here not to mourn, we're here to celebrate. We're here to celebrate a great man.
Rocky's Pelican Junction hosted the event where food, auctions, and of course music were a big part of the benefit. Most importantly, everyone was there to remember the Texas legend who died in a car accident late last year.
He was a great friend to the biker community, and actually probably anybody that needed help.
Every kind of person is out here. It's not just a motorcycle event, although we were known as a biker band, Mean Gene Kelton and the Diehards. We appeal to every kind of people, and his music crosses ages, and it's just, it's really heartwarming to see all these different types of people out here.
Both Joni and her husband supported a number of organizations in Houston. Part of today's benefit earnings will continue to fund the programs they both believe in.
And that's how it's going to keep going, it's through his music.
Joni says her husband did leave too soon.
He went out on top, the top of his game, the top of his career. his bucket list was done.
She firmly believes he accomplished all of his childhood dreams, setting an imprint on the music world that will always be remembered.
For the music, for what he did in his heart for everybody.
Myra Moreno, 39 News.
The people that have come out of here are incredible, but nowadays it's kind of tough. There's just a few good venues for the blues. You just come out here, you don't know what you're going to get. You jump up and you just hope something's going to mesh a little bit. It's how you keep your chops up and how you find different audiences. People come out here that aren't expecting to hear anything, and then they want to see where you're going to play. You know, like I don't get enough playing 5-6 nights a week. I come out here to just play with guys like Sparky, the young guys.
Once they hear that I'm trying to do what they're trying to do, then they understand that it's not really an age thing always. You can tap into it pretty easily. I mean, just from your own experiences, you can kind of relate to a lot of blues. Coming out to the blues jams and stuff, they really got me even deeper into it. Learning different song standards and stuff like that. And then, after a while I started picking up licks from some local guys, some guys around Houston. John Richardson, John McVeigh, people like that, Big Al Bettis. My first time I ever got to a blues jam was over at the Big Easy. And that was pretty much my first experience playing with some real guys, real musicians that know what they're doing. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of people that are die-hard people that you see it going maybe to 2 or 3 clubs a night just to see music. If everybody could just go out and see live music at least maybe once a week, go see some local artists, it really helps them out. It really gives them a lot of encouragement to keep going and keep playing. It helps us out.
There's still a strong blues spirit in this town and a lot of talent. These kids want to do it. Stevie Ray's been gone now 20 years, but these kids that weren't alive when he was playing, they're out there wanting to be Texas blues guitar players, and there's a lot of great talent. Blues is alive and well.